Here at WagerTalk, we would never say it was silly to buy a single play $25 package or buy a single play $35 package, but we are darn close to saying just that. Until Sunday at midnight Eastern, we have discounted every handicapper's 3-day all sports, all access packages to just $49. So why buy one play for $25 when you can get 3 days of all access pass for only $24 more? With the 5% that regularly costs $35, you can get 3 full days for only $14 more. No coupon needed. Just head over to WagerTalk and go to your favorite handicapper's homepage and lock in your 3-day all access pass for only $49.
Hey guys, welcome in on a very happy Monday to you here. Hard to believe, January 24th. We are almost done with the first month in 2022, but a lot of basketball here coming up this week. College basketball and, of course, the NBA on a light card here tonight. 4 games, but a couple of interesting games. We're still trying to figure out the names of some of these players who are going to be on the court tonight, but we're gonna power through this. We're gonna do it, of course, with the Monday crew here as we welcome in nobody better to talk about props and our good friend, of course, Andy Lang in the house. Got his Indiana Pacers season tickets ready to go. Mr. Orlando Magic, Tony Mejia, and look at this homer here wearing a Kansas City Chiefs jersey. It's funny, I haven't seen that thing. 3 years I haven't seen that thing busted out. Now all of a sudden he's wearing it on a Monday. Mr. Tony Finn here. It is $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com, which means best bets from all 3 of these gentlemen. Just $9 right now, and I am sure there might be a bet or two up there that they are interested in. So Andy, talk to us, man. How was the weekend for you? And $9 Monday, what do you got locked and loaded over at WagerTalk?
Well, we just keep rolling in the NBA. Number one, last 3 days, 7 days, 30 days. So it's the unbelievable run has continued. It's a rough night for betting in basketball, especially if you're a volume bettor. So I've got just a couple plays I do like, but one really jumped out. Good enough for a 5% play today. So always good to have a 5% play on $9 Monday. So get really good value for that for everybody. But yeah, we'll dive into these games. We'll see some interesting names that a lot of people have not heard of, but like always, we'll see if we can make some money off of it. But really excited for the 5% play. That's on WagerTalk.com right now.
All right, love it. That's what we're talking about. And Tony Mejia, I know you are ready to go, my friend. NBA, couple of interesting matchups here tonight. What do you got locked and loaded between college basketball and the NBA?
Well, the college package just got loaded in between the break, between the college show and this show, so I was somewhat productive. And the NBA package has been up all day with a 4%, and it's been doing well. Hopefully, we will pay it off tonight. 4-1 NBA weekend, so we're continuing to roll there and looking to get value out of this card because, as Andy said, some names are scarce. But we should still be able to profit on it, and this is what we do. And I'm looking forward to setting my FanDuel lineup with whoever the heck the Pacers trot out there, and some other names from the Pelicans and the makeshift Jazz and Suns and Bulls, and waiting on Zach LaVine and Nick Vucevic news. So yeah, we're gonna have to get creative and really arm ourselves with knowledge over the next couple hours to set these lineups and make these bets.
Yeah, I listen, definitely some edges to be had here on the card tonight. And Tony Finn, $9 Monday, man, what do you got locked and loaded for us?
I have 2 games in the NBA right now. 2 games. They're both, well, I'm punching the second one in to our system right this minute as we talk, as I was waiting for you guys to get done with all your promotional stuff, and I also have news. I think I have news for the other Tony on this panel about LaVine and Green. I think they're going to be. I think they made the trip. Why would they jump on a plane and go to OKC in the third and final game of a road trip unless they were going to play? Right, guys? We'll talk about that.
All right. Some angles to be looking at there. Interesting. All right. So why don't we start off? We managed to put these 4 games into our segments here, and we're going to start with the contrarian play of the day here, number 1 of the week. And I mean, where else? This game opened up at 9, and it's just been all Phoenix Suns. So can't help but to look at the Utah Jazz as a contrarian play here. And I get it. I mean, they lost against Golden State last night, barely. If that shot tips in, we're having a different discussion, maybe a different line here. But Jazz 11 as Phoenix continues to get fed up. No Donovan Mitchell. But I don't know, Andy. Seems like this is a little out of whack here. Utah Jazz plus 11. Are you interested to hang with the contrarian gods tonight?
Well, I'm looking at this Jazz lineup, and they've got a lot of game time decisions as well as some of the other guys. Gobert's out, Mitchell's out, Conley. So if we get towards tip-off and the Utah Jazz all of a sudden an hour before the game say Bogdanovich, Ingles, O'Neal, you guys are sitting, then 11 points is a steal if you bet it on Phoenix. So as far as the contrarian gods here, I always side with them. I would go with the points, but I got to say I would just wait closer to tip off and see who Utah is going to throw out there. This is I smell a rat here that Utah sits everybody in this game. So I guess I'd press pause on the contrarian gods. There is a prop in here that I do like. Devin Booker over 2.5 made 3-pointers. He's in a little bit of slump the last 2 games, going 1 for 14. And talk about a great game to break out of the slump with this perimeter of Utah that they're going to throw out there tonight. Utah gives up 6 made threes a game to the guards. And what I really like is throughout the season, if Booker has a bad game, he comes back strong. And he's coming off a really bad shooting performance. So on Christmas, he had a bad shooting night, only had 13 points. Next game, 30. January 6th, bad shooting night, 11 points. Next game, 26 points, 3 of 5 from threes. He's coming off a bad game where he really struggled with threes. This is a perfect bounce back spot. So look at Devin Booker to get it going from 3-pointers. I love him over 2.5 made 3-pointers tonight.
All right, liking Devin Booker there in the prop on the game. And what do you think here, Tony Mejia? Maybe just feels like a bit of a head fake here. Like all of a sudden, to Andy's point, they're all going to be going tonight for Utah, and then this number is going to plummet. So what do you think here, man? You willing to get ahead of this with Utah taking the 11?
Well, the time to get ahead of it was the original lines right around midnight. DraftKings had the Jazz, only Phoenix only it's laying 7.5, and then there was 8 on the board, and it was right after the Golden State game, which came down to the wire, which I actually thought Bojan Bogdanović did a nice job of getting that shot off late, but it was very clear that they did not want overtime. It was, we're going to go hit this 3 or miss this 3 and go home and look to this next game. And then you started hearing reports about, well, who's sitting and who isn't. And let's just remind everybody, on January the 7th, the Jazz took the court in Toronto in a very similar situation. And they had guys that could have played. Jordan Clarkson could have played. I think Bogdanović could have played. They trotted out Elijah Hughes, Eric Paschall, Forrest, Jared Butler of Baylor fame, and Hassan Whiteside in the middle. They told Rudy Gay not to play, but he actually had to report just for them to get to the minimum. Daniel House and Fitz, who's no longer on the team, Udoka Azubuike, that's who played out there. And the Jazz scored 40 points in the first quarter and led by 15 against a full-strength Toronto team. So, guys get opportunities, and sometimes they show up and make the most of them. So that's where the danger is. Don't let this number get too high if you think that the Jazz aren't going to play anybody, because the odds are the Jazz aren't going to play anybody, and you don't want to be laying 14 if you're on the Phoenix side. So again, if you like the Suns and you want them to, you want to be on the side of the team whose players you've heard of, now's the time to get in on Phoenix. If you want to take the points and ride out the Elijah Hughes experience, which he's pretty good when he gets an opportunity. But again, these are guys with very minimal NBA experience. Then you want to wait till the last minute and take Utah for 14, 15 points.
All right, good stuff there. And what do you think here, Tony? I mean, I am seeing it was 11.5. Now it's back down to 11. So the question is, roll the dice here and anticipate. Is Utah really going to go in and get bulldozed? I mean, I don't think there's no Jay Crowder, right? There's no. So then, yeah. I mean, not everybody is there for Phoenix either. Campaign, I believe, is out. Aiton's not going. So, what do you think here? Is it going to be a competitive game or a blowout?
Well, I wouldn't typically. I'm not huge on laying double-digit numbers. I don't care who's playing. I don't care if the Suns are playing Corpus Christi Rocks. I'm still waiting for the buzzer. Oh, I thought you get that. So that said, here's the deal. This Utah team's what? They're 4-8 straight up and against the spread this month, January, starting the new year. No Donovan Mitchell. They're coming off. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they lost straight up as 13.5-point favorites over the Corpus Christi Rocks. And then they fail to cover as then they fail to cover as 10-point favorites or as 10-point win over Detroit. Right. All this leads into last night, which they go all in. They play everybody that's healthy, give them full minutes, and lose by 2 and lose Gobert. Now, here's the deal. The Suns, with their 9-1 straight up, 101 against the spread, 7-2-1 against the spread this month. And they are going to be missing Campaign. They are missing Jay Crowder. They are without DeAndre Ayton. They're the deepest team in the NBA. So last night, this Jazz team, who's supposed to be one of the higher scoring teams, especially if you like them as a regular season team, which many seem to consider them. I think last night they had a 1.5, or so. It was ridiculous how many points per possession they had against the Warriors. Now, Warriors are a good defensive team, but they're without Draymond Green. I'll say strategically, guys, it wouldn't be. I couldn't begrudge you for jumping out and grabbing these points, because if they announce that some of these guys are back in for Utah, you're in good shape, right? And if they decide that they're not, you can always get off this line, because I can't imagine it getting worse. Or Phoenix, I can't imagine in Utah you're going to be getting a Russian middle in that case. So that would be my theory, my strategy. I cannot back Utah under these conditions as is right now. So I'll stay on the wings. I'll be the wingman for these guys who are also undecided right now. So let's move on.
Sounds like your wings. All right, there you go, guys. Utah Jazz contrarian play of the day as the money comes pouring in on the Phoenix Suns. We're going to move on to our featured matchup here tonight, and not a whole lot to choose from, but this seems to be the one game where at least we know most of the people who are playing, and that would be the Knicks taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. And just a few minutes ago, a whole lot of money came pouring in here on the New York Knicks. I'm seeing 5s now in the marketplace. Total 203, still right around that, maybe 204 now popping up. 7:10 Eastern time tip here in Cleveland. Andy, kick us off here, man. What are you doing from a prop betting perspective here?
Oh man, so some of the scariest words in sports. Money pouring in on the Knicks. Never a good sign. You always get a little worried there. For this one, I'm paying attention to Cleveland. Markkanen has actually been pretty good for them, and he's out. So I think that opens up some opportunities for some of the Cavs players. And I was pretty surprised to see the points total for Darius Garland at 20.5. I think it's too low, so I'll take Garland over 20.5 points. He's gone over this in 4 out of 5 games. In the game that he went under, he had 20 points, so he was half off. And they're going to be thin on the perimeter, so I think it's going to lead to a few extra shot attempts. The Knicks give up 45 points a game to the guards. And if I'm looking at it right now, that's Garland and Okoro. Okoro's been really struggling recently. He's not scoring a lot of points. So if the Knicks are giving up 45 points to guards, a lot of that is going to be coming from Darius Garland. 20.5 seems a couple points too low. I think it's a pretty solid play in this one. Keep an eye on the lineup. If Mitchell Robinson is out, that's really going to take away a lot of the interior defense. So you could get a lot of shots at the rim for Darius Garland. So like that one is my favorite prop in this game.
All right, good stuff there. I mean, this one, again, I love Knicks. When you look at the first halves, right, in these games here, Tony Mejia, we've got a 203 now, let's call it, right, consensus across the board for this game. The first half total's 104. So they're not anticipating a whole lot of points in the second half, apparently. But how do you go now that the market continues to lean towards the Knicks here at +5?
Yeah, we got a nice 18-16 third quarter. That's how it can. I mean, fourth quarter. That's how it can happen.
So true.
It is.
Yep.
That's 5 minutes. We got a 5-3 game. I actually was looking at Darius Garland's assist numbers, and it's 9.5, which is just about where it's been. And Garland's been consistently among the NBA's assist leaders over the last month plus. But it will be interesting to see whether he does call his own number more often, or the Knicks blitz him to get the ball out of his hands. So that's your quandary right there if you want to play Darius Garland props, because certainly he is going to be one of the top performers available tonight that we know for sure will be playing his usual component of minutes. And the variable with the Cavaliers is whether we get Jared Allen or not. Because if we don't get Jared Allen, as Andy alluded to, the Cavs defense isn't going to be as strong. Markkanen, not a great defender, but his size that we know already won't be in place due to his ankle injury, is one of the reasons why they've been so solid defensively. So you probably look to see Isaac Okoro and Lamar Stevens get more touches. Neither of those guys are the most reliable shooters or offensive players. So you lose Allen on one end if he doesn't play, and potentially that accelerates pace and makes life easier for the Knicks. Or you could potentially see a slower pace game because of his putbacks and his ability to get easy buckets around the rim. So this is one of those games where we kind of have to wait to see if Allen plays. Evan Mobley has come on strong, and he's a willing passer. To me, right now, because of the Allen variable, it's Knicks or pass. But if Allen's a go and Mitchell Robinson is not, and thoughts and prayers out to those people that lost, Ski included, from what I saw on the Mitchell Robinson points and rebounds prop that was right there, and he hurt himself. You hate when that happens. If that happens with Allen and Robinson, then I would absolutely recommend taking the points and hop on Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, listen, it wasn't, it feels like forever ago, but it really wasn't, when we were talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers being a dog in every situation. And, they were a cash cow when you backed them, Tony Finn. It was, the Cavs are getting 6, they're getting 5 and they're getting 8. And, here they are covering and winning outright. Now, all of a sudden, the market wants me to believe these two, this game opened up at 7. So we're all of a sudden supposed to anticipate that the Cleveland Cavaliers are 7 points better than the New York Knicks. I agree with the market move. Do you in this game?
Yes. Yeah, I think that it makes perfect sense. It's shocking that the public would be doing what they're doing here, but in retrospect, it's accurate. I mean, first off, the statement, Markkanen is out with that sprained ankle. It's a blow. It's an absolute blow. This is a team that their offensive rating is 7.1 points, improves to 7.1 with every 100 possessions with the big guy in the middle. And he's not a defensive stud, but he can hold his own. He can score. We all know that. He can score from inside outside. He can stretch the defense. This Cleveland team was a 7-point dog in November. A 7-point dog, 7.5-point dog, I think, when they played the Knicks in November. Here we are in January, and they're 7-point favorites. So that indicator, now I know that things have changed. Things have changed. The Cleveland's proved themselves to be better. And the Knicks have proved that the addition of even the addition of of some perimeter shooting during free agency was not good enough to help this team or even make this team better for that point, for that matter. And that's true. It's absolutely the truth. What you just said. The market's kind of overblown. We've missed out on all that we've missed out. We got all the advantage we were going to get with Cleveland early in the season. Now here's the issue: nobody protects the rim better than this Cleveland defense. They're still pretty good defensively, even with some of the absences they have. And the Knicks, they shoot almost 40% of their shots at the rim, and they make 61%, 62% of those shots. If Cleveland's going to do what they do and they force people, they run off 3-point line like they've done the whole season and been really good, and the Knicks take their 40% shots from the 3-point line, are they going to make the 36%, which is their average, or are they going to make 16 and 34, which they made yesterday morning, guys, and ran basically wired around us? So that said, this is a game where I would be on the under if I'm in this room, and I'm not in this room yet, but I'm waiting on some information, and it's an interesting game, just to say the least, but cannot be on Cleveland laying that kind of points against the Knicks, unless you tell me they're going to shoot 30% from the 3-point line, and then I'm all over Cleveland.
All right, there he is, all over Cleveland. I think that's what he said. Not sure where he was on any of that. Okay, so we're going to go overtime here. Let's talk about a total if we could. And not a lot to choose from here in the totals world, but there is another game that involves the Chicago Bulls and the Oklahoma City Thunder. So this opened up at 214.5, and the money has come pouring in. I'm going to assume there are some people getting real excited with the news that, or at least the rumors that Zach LaVine has traveled with Chicago here, was meeting the team, possibly, maybe. We haven't had confirmation yet. At least I don't think that he will be playing tonight for the Bulls against OKC. But that number continues to creep up here. So talk to me, Andy, here tonight with this number moving up. Has it changed the way you're looking at any props in this game?
One of the more interesting games to try and research from a props betting perspective here. So, I got a doozy for you. I am going to take an over. I'm going to take an over in overtime. Jeremiah Robinson Earl. Give me his over 1.5 assists. Big numbers here.
Really?
Over 1.5 assists. So he's playing a lot of minutes, playing 23 or more minutes, and he's gotten 2 assists in 6 out of the last 8 games. Bulls are very depleted, and the last game against the Magic, the Bulls let the the Wagner? Do we call him Wagner? Wagner boys had 9 combined assists playing this forward kind of center position. So look for Jeremiah Robinson Earl to get over 1.5 assists. That is my overtime over prop in this one.
All right, I like it. Some obscure shit there. Jeremiah Earl, give me over. All I need is 2. I'll be screaming at the screen the entire time, Tony Mia. It's going to be brutal. But talk to me here, man. Interesting that this number opened up where it did, and now it continues to climb. So do you agree with the movement? Is this was it undervalued to begin with? It's over or not? Or do you still like the under here?
I mean, I think it hinges on Zach LaVine's availability because he's questionable. So to get that questionable tag after being out all this time leads me to believe that he's probably going to play, although that backfired in the Anthony Davis situation where people assumed he was going to play against the Heat. And I really like that. In fact, that was the only game I lost yesterday because I said, yes, we're going to stop the small ball 5 nonsense and we're going to get an under with the Heat and the Lakers, playing a grinded out game, and the first quarter happened. And that was that. And obviously because Anthony Davis didn't play and the Heat did whatever they wanted. So in this situation, you really do have to wait to see what's going to happen there with Vucevic and obviously Zach LaVine, Javonte Green also questionable. The Thunder had Jeremiah Robinson Earl really stink it up offensively and missing every shot the other night. I know that because he was on my DFS team. I was screaming at the TV and him for a different reason other than passing, which Andy's going to be tonight. But he is a willing passer, and he obviously has a championship pedigree, having played at Villanova, knows what he's doing, and he's one of the young bigs that the Thunder really like out there alongside Josh Giddey, who's a points, rebounds, assists machine. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander playing really well of late, and Lou Dort, despite getting ejected the other night, whenever he's in the mix, he's a willing defender. So it makes the Thunder a far more competitive team. The under has come in 4 straight games for OKC. They're back home for the first time since mid-January, where they played the Cavaliers in a game that they were right there in as well. So they're a decent home team. It'll be interesting to see who shows up for the Bulls tonight because they'll have a fight on their hands, obviously, if only Vucevic or Levine plays. If both are out, Oklahoma City can win this game outright.
All right. Likes that. Talk to me here, Tony Finn. How is this? You expecting some points here? I mean, it is the outside of the Utah-Phoenix game. It's the next highest on the board. So you expecting it in the 220s, or is it under for you in this one?
No, it's if the intel's correct, and I know we can confirm that Levine and Green traveled to Oklahoma City, and as I suggested before the show started or in the intros, they're going home tonight, and so they're going back home on this is the end of a 3-game road trip. Why are these two guys on a plane? Why are they in OKC right now if they aren't going to play? Makes absolutely no sense. Well, yeah, okay, yeah. We can get some of the best seafood right there in the heart of Red Rock country in Oklahoma City. So
the mountain oysters. Yeah, it's the mountain oysters. Exactly.
Here's the deal. You go back to that January game that the other Tony was mentioning, and Cleveland, they end up winning that game because of their defensive prowess, and that's why they won it. Chicago, Levine or no Levine, isn't going to play much defense. Right now, they're just not playing any defense because of the way they have to play to win, and that's to play they have to score. And if they don't have Levine or a Green and some of the injuries they have, it's a struggle for them. Levine's in, Green's in. This game finds Chicago scoring a minimum of 120 with those two guys and playing no defense. This total is going to go from, it's already gone for 214, 17. It's probably going to go to 220 once they announce it. So if you like the over here, grab it now.
All right, there it is. Might want to be looking towards the over in that one. Chicago Bulls, Oklahoma City Thunder rising up 217.5 at this point. Now it is time to figure out what the dogs have in store for us here tonight. Let's see it.
That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. And anybody got to say anything, you let me know. That's my dog.
I count 4, in fact, on the board. But let's talk about the game that we did not mention here. It's the last game on the card, and it's the Indiana Pacers taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. And, quietly, I believe here, the Pelicans have been just peeling off some wins here. Nobody's talking about them because, well, it's the Pelicans. And meanwhile, Indiana, listen, if Andy can't figure out who the hell is playing on Indiana, like who are these guys? We're probably in for a long night. But I will say this: I mean, they really haven't had these guys for a couple of nights now, and they've been really competitive. So, Andy, gonna ask you here, man. The Indiana Pacers, you're the Indiana guy. Can you please tell us that we're not crazy wanting to back them as a dog here tonight?
I actually wrote this game up for the WagerTalk newsletter, and my prediction was Pacers money line. I gotta say, I like this team without Sabonis and Turner in there. It's goofy, it's weird, but the ball moves a lot better. I like seeing these smaller lineups, and I like seeing these guards, and there's just an energy to it. I'm actually kind of enjoying it. And yeah, they beat the Lakers, they beat the Warriors, they lost to Phoenix. That's not a bad loss, but I don't know. I don't trust this Pelicans team. Ingram's out tonight. He's their leading scorer by far, and then Graham is questionable. Even if he goes, he's going to have a sore ankle. He's their third leading scorer. I really like the Pacers in this matchup. So yeah, I like the money line. I also would sprinkle the Pelicans under 109.5 as their team total. They've scored 102, 92, and 105 their last 3, and they don't have their leading scorer. Pacers gave up 113 to Phoenix. It's not bad. 117 to Golden State, but that was an overtime game, and 104 to the Lakers. Pelicans team without Ingram is way worse than all of those. So, yeah, I like the Pacers. I think they're a little bit fun and quirky to watch. I like it better as a fan. I don't know if long-term results are going to be there, but we're terrible with these guys in our lineup. I like the shakeup. I enjoy watching them, and I like them tonight. I think they win.
Pretty damn compelling case there, Tony Mejia. Are you buying it here? Are you buying a little bit of Andy's Indiana Pacers tonight on the ML here?
I mean, they've got the experience factor of playing extremely shorthanded going. I just wonder, this trip is over after this, this contest. They finally get to go home. They've been on the road since mid-January, playing at LA twice. In San Francisco against the Warriors in the game where they stunned the world after dropping the Lakers the night before, and then really gave the Suns a game the other night, again in a shorthanded state. So, will they get Karis LeVert back, I guess, is question number one. If he plays, I think that bodes really well for them for the sole reason that it takes Herbert Jones off of Chris Duarte. If we get LeVert out, well, then you have one of the better offensive rookies in Duarte facing the best on-ball defender among the defensive rookies in Herbert Jones, and that'll be a fun matchup amongst itself, but it doesn't bode well for the Pacers. And then you've also got Goga Bitadze having to deal with Jonas Valanciunas, so don't like that either. So even without Brandon Ingram, I would take the Pelicans if we don't see Karis LeVert. If we do see Karis LeVert, then we have more of a fair fight, especially without Brandon Ingram in the mix. So guys like Lance Stevenson can make a difference off the bench. We can see what Torrey Craig can continue to do, scrapping away as he's doing. O'Shea Brissett has kind of missed out on his opportunity because he's gotten major minutes and is still not playing as well as he did last season for Indiana. But, the way things are right now, it definitely feels like the Pacers are going to make a deal before the deadline to deal either Sabonis or Turner or both. So the guys that are playing right now should get used to extended playing time.
I don't know. I mean, Ingram's out. Devontae Graham probably out here. Tony, I don't know, man. This is not a terrible lineup, like Andy said. That you got shooters, you got kids that play defense. I don't know. You willing to back the Indiana Pacers as your dog tonight here?
Yeah, I am. I'm willing to back them. It's the situation here is that I don't understand. I don't understand this movement in this game or where it's going or where it's leading to, regardless of situation almost. It makes no sense. Ingram's already been ruled out without Devontae Graham. Without Graham, without Ingram, the net rating for the Pelicans is minus 23. Minus 23. Full strength. At full strength, the Pelicans are minus 0.03, minus 0.03. Okay? Or, I'm sorry. That's Indiana. The Pelicans at full strength are minus 5.3. Yes, that is full strength. Sykes, Duarte, Holiday, Craig, the face man, the sponsor for Gogurt. Is that it? Gogurt? Goga. The Goga is the sponsor for that yogurt commercial or whatever it is. And those five are good. If you watch them play against the Warriors the other night, and I'm sure Andy did, and he's speaking to it, is that and Duarte, where he comes from, alone, just the fact of where he played at in college makes him a good defender, right? He's a Washington kid. So he looked pretty good. He's very energetic. Holiday's their best three-point shooter. So if he's in the line, there's absolutely no reason in the world that this line isn't completely inverted and that Indiana should be the 4-point favorite. Give me Indiana with the points and then sprinkle some, like Andy said, on the money line. I think it's a good investment.
All right. Now, if you meant Washington via Oregon, you're absolutely correct.
That's right. I did.
I'm watching Tony Mejia just go.
Yeah. Every once in a while,
in your defense, they are close to one another. All right, there you go here, guys. So now we got a dog. Great job, Andy, convincing everybody on the panel to go Indiana, which is exactly why I just bet New Orleans. Hey, let's go. Best bet time here. Andy Lang, you start us off here, my man. 60 seconds. Not a lot of places to go on the board, but what are you feeling best about here tonight?
Well, we have a weird night of basketball, so I'm going to give you a weird best bet. Want to remind everybody, we got our 5% play that is up on WagerTalk.com. It is only $9. Like I mentioned before, it's always great to have a big play that works out on $9 Monday. So go grab that one. I'm not going to use up my entire segment for sure. This play and analysis is pretty easy. DeMar DeRozan under half a made 3-pointer. He hasn't made one since January 1st.
Wow.
And he's had 6 out of his last 8 games that he hasn't even attempted one. So you're getting a guy that's not even shooting them. There's a chance he goes this entire game without shooting a 3-pointer. And we're coming up on several weeks that he has not made one. So DeMar DeRozan under half a made 3-pointer. I really like some of these when guys just get into this funk where they refuse to shoot it. And even when they do shoot one a game, they miss it. This is a really good time to grab a low number. So best bet, DeMar DeRozan under half a made 3-pointer.
All right, love it. Did not see that coming since January. Wow, January 1st here, man. It's been almost a month, Tony Mejia. What do you think here, T? Which game are you looking at for a best bet here tonight?
Well, I mean, first of all, we do have news in the Jazz game. It looks like Hassan Whiteside's in. So if Hassan Whiteside's in, that means that no Ayton. So the Suns will be having their backup centers, JaVale McGee and Bismack Biyombo against Hassan Whiteside. It's a party.
Win-win.
We'll see if Bogdanovich and Ingles play and Royce O'Neal, and then we might get a game in Utah Phoenix after all. My best bet though is on that game, and it will be Chris Paul assists. Find the least amount of juice, but it's 9.5. Chris Paul is going to try to go after Whiteside in the pick and rolls, and he'll be throwing lobs to the aforementioned McGee and Biyombo, not to mention Devin Booker and Cam Johnson and Bridges going. So over 9.5 assists for Chris Paul in Utah Phoenix.
All right. I love it. And I am watching now on that news the Utah Phoenix line go nowhere. Talk to us here now, you Tony Finn. Where on the board might your wings fly you to?
Well, I'm just making sure I get all the colleges right here before I talk with my mouth. I hate to be run over by a effing bus twice in one 30-minute show. So let's do this. Let's go to the Bulls, as we talked about earlier today. Bulls minus 120, 130 on the money line right now. I got it this morning for minus 119. This number won't hold serve. If they announce Levine and Green will be active for tonight's road trek finale in OKC, they will not. This will not hold serve. It won't hold serve in reality. It won't hold serve in metrics, at which Chicago needs the offense. Levine's that. They averaged 0.944 points per possession in losses to Milwaukee and Orlando. It won't happen tonight. They got to do better than that. But tonight it's Chicago double digits over OKC in OKC as my best bet.
Double digits, huh? All right, he's going Chicago double digits. Love it. And if I'm not mistaken, we have, oh, yes, we do. Here it is. All right. Our good friend John Ryan has his NBA angle of the day. And let's check it out here.
What is it?
Our good friend is looking at Indiana taking on New Orleans here tonight. That'll be 8:10 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to want to bet on the under in games line between 210 and 219.5. And we want teams that have covered the spread by a combined 20 points or more in their last 3 games. And if so, and the opponent has gone under by 10 or more points in each of the last 2 games, well, 40-19 to the under and 68% over the last 5 seasons, huh? We're looking at bet the under in Indiana and the New Orleans Pelicans. There we go. I want to thank our good friend John Ryan. Fantastic there with his angle of the day. You can catch him over at sportsmemo.com. As for us, we can recap it for you one more time if you're still awake. Andy Lang going DeMar DeRozan here tonight under a half a point, a half a freaking three-pointer for DeMar DeRozan. How is that even a prop? But Andy is going with it. Tony Mejia, he's going to go Chris Paul over 9.5 assists. And Tony Finn, well,
I love getting a good line and then still getting it up the ass.
Right, and he's going with the Bulls on a good line tonight. Minus 120 by double digits. There you got it, guys. $9 Monday. Help yourself. $9 best bets over at WagerTalk.com. Make sure you head over there. Visit Tony Finn. Visit Tony Mejia. And, of course, visit Andy Lang and his obscure props because I love them. They're all going to hit. I just know it. And then, of course, hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner. Come back and join us again tomorrow. Full card in the NBA. We'll be back. We'll have more best bets. Break them down for you. Until then, best of luck with your plays tonight, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good luck.
Each and every Monday is $9 Monday at WagerTalk.com, and all daily picks packages are priced at only $9, including 5% best bets, normally priced at $35. As an added bonus, any picks packages loaded early for Overnight Tuesday or action during the week will also be priced at $9 until midnight on Monday. So make sure to take advantage of getting these $25 and $35 picks for only $9 before the clock strikes 12 and they return to regular price.